Hi, Ben here from Trident Fly Fishing. Today we're going to be talking about the new Scott G Series, and I don't think I've ever seen a more anticipated rod coming out ever. In fact, this rod is so popular that it won Best Freshwater Rod at IFTD 2017. And of course, we're going to give you the inside scoop and tell you what this rod's all about. Starting from the bottom, we've got a nice black anodized aluminum reel seat and this Mercata spacer. This is a little bit of a departure for Scott because it's no longer wood. It's sort of a composite material. To be honest, I have no idea what it is actually made out of. People have been talking about it. To me, it matches the rod really well, but it does lack some of those classic burls that you get on some other rods. The G Series is classic Scott. It's got this nice capped cigar grip, and it's got kind of the same styling with the brown wraps and the unsanded blank that you saw in the old G2 and the old G Series before that. And of course, they've added some modern finishes like lighter weight guides. But what this rod's all about is the sweet performance it delivers. And now today, as a bonus, we're going to be talking about not only the 9-foot 5 weight that I've got in my hand, but also the 884 that a lot of people are wondering about. And the reason we're doing that is because I had the chance to demo these rods, and I think there's enough difference between the models that it's worth viewing them separately. In fact, they're almost like two separate rod series. So you'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute. So I started out casting the 9-foot 5 weight, 30 feet. It's really an ideal rod for that in-close work. I was pretty sure it was going to do well at 45, and sure enough, it was nailing the targets at 45 feet. What's surprising is how much change we got from the old G2 series to the new G Series. It went from, you know, sort of a moderate action, not very useful 9-foot 5 weight to a rod that is, you know, at the same time forgiving and gives you lots of feel and feedback, but actually is a little bit punchy, so you could throw a little bit more with it. You know, in fact, today there's no wind out in the field, and you could even use this rod at 60 feet, though, you know, we were casting with MPX. I'd say maybe something a little bit lighter, feeling like Rio Gold would be the way to go if you really wanted to do some distance work. Then I switched over to the 884, and it's amazing how different these two rods are, even though it's only one line weight and a few inches in length. The 884 is a throwback to the old G2. It's very light, but also very moderate action. You know, not a rod that you necessarily want to push real hard. That said, it's really, really accurate, you know, especially at that 30-foot distance with a light fly. We were actually casting some yarn today. And, you know, even at 45 feet, it was okay as long as you didn't push it too hard. You know, because I felt that Rio Gold might not be the right line for it, you know, something like Royal Wolf triangle taper, I didn't even bother to cast it at 60 feet. It's not a rod that you're going to want to make long distance casts with, you know, under any circumstances, unless you really, really have to. So as you can see, the Scott G Series has really delivered. In the 9-foot 5 weight, you've got a really awesome all-around trout rod for the in-close work. Pretty much anything east of the Mississippi, with a few exceptions, this 9-foot 5 weight is going to do everything you need. Dries, light nymphing, even the occasional light streamer, it's going to be just fine. And actually, it's going to do it really, really well. And probably, if you're considering the Radian, probably a little bit better for a lot of anglers than the Radian. Going over to the 884, you've got a very lightweight, moderate action dry fly rod. It's very similar to the old G2. You know, in fact, if I had one to cast side by side, I think it would have been a really fun comparison to see what has changed, if anything. You know, obviously they've updated the materials, and it's a super, super accurate rod, but it's a rod that's very purpose-built. You know, it's not something that I would ever dream of throwing a bobber on. That is going to be the same for the 844, and I'd be willing to bet that it's going to be the same for the lighter 3 weights as well. The new Scott G Series retails for $845, and is available with free second-day air shipping from tridentflyfishing.com. If you have questions about this rod, don't hesitate to give us a call at 888-413-5211 or email us 24/7 at support@tridentflyfishing.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up in the box below. I'm Ben, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.